Chapter 139. Whispers of the Dark Kingdom. The cell was suffocatingly cold, reeking of damp stone and rusted iron. Torchlight flickered weakly against the slick walls of the underground dungeon. Juro hung suspended from the ceiling, heavy iron chains binding his wrists above his head. He shifted his weight, the links clanking softly in the dead silence. Slowly, he peeled his eyes open. Standing just beyond the shadow of the bars was a figure completely enveloped in a floor-length black robe, face entirely hidden in the gloom. Juro's lips pulled into a dry, blood-stained smirk. "Is it some masquerade tonight?" he murmured, shaking his head slightly. "Or did I miss an invitation?" The robed man said nothing. Without a word, he turned on his heel, walked out of the corridor, and slammed the heavy iron cell door shut. The lock clicked into place with a dull, echoing thud. Left alone in the pitch black, Juro tilted his head back, his smirk softening into a quiet sigh. "Perfect," he whispered into the dark. "And what now?" Meanwhile, in the quiet depths of the air palace, a secret meeting had convened far away from the council's prying eyes. "This is going to be a massive problem," Raito said, pacing near the edge of the strategic table. Juro's capture and the loss of the Matuki blade. King Kosuke leaned forward, resting his elbows on the wood. Who was that person who took him? And why Juro? "I don't know," Raito admitted, stopping in his tracks. "But we have to act fast. We need that blade back. It proved its effectiveness against the conquerors during the tournament. Losing it leaves us severely exposed." King Kai crossed his arms, frowning deeply. "Where do we even begin searching? We have zero leads on the man in black." The double doors clicked open, interrupting the tense silence. Fuma stepped into the room, his stride quiet but deliberate. The three kings looked up in surprise. "Oh, Fuma?" Kosuke said, raising an eyebrow. "I will go," Fuma said plainly, stopping before the table. "I'll track down Juro." King Kuro frowned. "How? And where would you even start? We know nothing about his captor." Fuma fell silent for a few long seconds, his sharp eyes lowering as he gathered his thoughts. "Actually, I might know something. Juro was likely taken to the Dark Kingdom." Kosuke's eyes widened in surprise. "The Dark Kingdom? How can you be so sure?" "I spoke with Shaya," Fuma explained. "From her description of the man, the transport vehicle he used, and the tiny specialized arrows left at the scene, it matches the signature of the Aku bandits." "The Aku bandits?" Kai repeated. "They are King Aku's personal Black Ops unit," Fuma continued. "He uses them to handle his dirty work in the shadows while keeping his own hands clean. They are highly trained, ruthless, and specialized in stealth extractions." Kosuke studied the young warrior closely. "And how do you know so much about King Aku's personal bandits?" "I visited the Dark Kingdom multiple times alongside my sensei," Fuma replied calmly. "A few times we ran into them directly. They were terrorizing the small border villages. Sensei and I stepped in to protect the villagers and drove them off." The three kings exchanged quiet, surprised looks. "Anyway," Fuma added, shifting his weight, "I also heard that Ryu is planning to head to the Dark Kingdom as well. He intends to train with Vlad and Stefan the Giant." Raito's eyes flared beneath his mask. "What? Ryu is going there?" He stepped forward, waving a hand in protest. "This is a terrible idea. We should be consolidating our strategies here, not scattering our strongest fighters, especially into the Dark Kingdom. That place is a shameful, lawless wasteland." "Calm down, Raito," Kosuke interrupted softly, raising a hand. He looked at Fuma, then back at Raito. "You know, the best possible start for our resistance right now is the growth of these warriors. If they feel they need to train, we let them go. Besides, Juro is vital to our front lines. We saw what he is capable of, and we need the Matuki blade back in play." Raito stared at Kosuke for a moment. He let out a long, quiet breath through his nose, resigning to the decision. "Fine. I only hope we aren't making a grave mistake." "We aren't," Kosuke said firmly. Then he looked back at Fuma. But how do you plan to get inside? The borders of the Dark Kingdom are heavily guarded. A faint, subtle smile touched Fuma's lips. Don't worry about that. I've navigated their borders before. As for Ryu, he'll be under the direct protection of Vlad the Giant. They'll pass Ryu off as a captive or hostage to avoid suspicion. Fuma straightened his posture. Ryu will push toward the Mountain of the Giants. Meanwhile, I will track down Juro alongside my sensei. Kosuke offered a proud, faint smile and nodded. Fine then, proceed. Fuma bowed respectfully, turned on his heel, and walked out of the chamber. Stepping into the high, vaulted corridors of the Air Palace, Fuma immediately scanned the area. Searching for a specific face, he looked down the wide walkways, but Age was nowhere to be seen. Looking for someone? Fuma flinched slightly as Tsuru walked up from around the grand pillar. Clearing his throat, Fuma tried to keep his voice serious, though a subtle shyness broke through. Have you seen Agi anywhere? Tsuru shook his head. He left. He told us he won't be joining the primary defenders just yet, said. He has something personal to take care of before he can commit. Fuma bit the inside of his lower lip, a brief flash of irritation crossing his face. Age's sudden disappearance bugged him, though deep down, the old hatred he used to hold for Age had mostly faded into a complex, lingering rivalry. We'll wait for him, Tsuru added quietly. Let's just hope he returns as soon as possible. Before Fuma could reply, footsteps echoed from the balcony archway. Kiko stepped into the corridor, holding a stack of report scrolls. Fuma instantly stiffened, his posture going rigid. Kiko glanced toward Fuma, her expression dropping into a distant, empty stare. She adjusted her grip on the scrolls and began walking past them in silence. Fuma swallowed hard, his throat dry. Kiko? Tsuru took one look at the two of them, immediately catching the heavy, awkward energy in the air. He cleared his throat loudly, backing away with a raised hand. Ah, right, paperwork. I have a mountain of administrative documents waiting for me. I'll take my leave. Tsuru practically vanished down the hallway, leaving Fuma standing alone in front of Kiko. Kiko stopped, her dark eyes hollow as she looked at him without saying a word. Fuma rubbed the back of his neck, struggling to find his voice. Thanks for the flowers. At those words, the cold, empty look on Kiko's face visibly thawed. A small wave of relief softened her eyes. She took a step closer to him, though keeping a respectable distance. Well, Kiko murmured softly, her voice barely above a whisper. I'm just glad that you're fine. Now, she turned around, preparing to walk away. But after taking a couple of steps, she paused, turned, her head back over her shoulder, and pushed a small, gentle smile toward him. Without another word, she walked away down the grand hall. Fuma stood frozen in place, his face flushing hot. He cleared his throat repeatedly, adjusting his collar as he stared at the empty floor where she had been standing. Ugh, right, Fuma muttered to himself, trying to shake off the embarrassment. I need to go talk to Kateka-sensei.